There's a new craze hitting the streets of Dowan, and many residents are reporting that the youth everywhere are jumping nonstop. We did reach out to our correspondent kjun of Development Times for more insight, so be sure to stay tuned later for a special video message from him. Also, the island of Cahaya is under construction. Will the new upgrades have you ready to jump on a plane, or will you be stuck in prison before you can ever get flued out? Find out today on Break-In News. Happy time zone, everybody. It's me, Ivory, and this is Break-In News on my Gameplay Diary network. I know many of you have missed my presence on Break-In News, and that is because I had to put my boots on the ground and do a little bit of journalism. We did receive a non-exclusive tip that several prisons in the United Cities of inZOI will be under construction. Residents of Dowan, Cahaya, and Bliss Bay may have a more comfortable stay if they ever end up doing time. So I decided to see what it was like in prison for the very first time in my life, just to know how dull inmate life could be as is. And I discovered that the food was terrible and there really was not much to do, so I am looking forward to more news on prison improvement and reform. Anyway, City Hall held a town hall meeting where residents could share their thoughts on the speculated prison project makeover. Among them was 𝐻𝒶𝓅𝓅𝓎 who stated, "It wasn't mentioned in the Reddit, but more leaks were discussed in Discord. There's a city map for the prison with 4 prison towers. It also appears that prison will have its own map." A special thank you to 𝐻𝒶𝓅𝓅𝓎 for sharing her story. And with that, be sure to subscribe, that way you don't miss more news on this developing story. Now, we did reach out to the developer cabinet for a word, and they habitually declined us for a response. However, our correspondent kjun did provide us with a public statement that is not exclusive to Break-In News, where he shared with everyone else before us what the developers are actually working on. Now, the beloved vacation destination Cahaya will be getting a makeover, for sure. The city plans to add new locations for players to enjoy. kjun stated, "We're planning to improve this previously empty area in the next update. It was originally built around a travel concept, but at this time it overlapped with other schedules, so we ended up wrapping it up in a hurry without being able to devote enough time to it, something we regretted. This time we want to take our time and fill in one by one the parts we couldn't complete back then." And you know what? I actually used to live in Cahaya, and I'm not really sure where I resided before. However, I did have my first 3 children there because I was hooting and hollering outside in the streets of Cahaya for a very long time. But I digress, because I must ask, how do you feel about Cahaya? Is there enough there for you to reside there full time? Are you comfortable there? Or do you feel like it needs to be renovated, that way you can actually enjoy it? Think on that. In the meantime, kjun also let us know about the plans for self-development for ZOIs everywhere. That's right, your ZOIs will be supported so that they can be the best ZOI that they can be. Now, ZOIs will be able to have more natural personalities that align with who they are as a person, such as myself, ZOI Ivory. kjun stated, "Several improvements are being made on the character side. We're refining the autonomous behavior feature so that characters' personalities and emotions are reflected more naturally, and we're working with our team to address the shortcomings we found along the way. We also made changes to how facial expressions are handled. Previously, only a single expression defined by the main emotion or interaction was used, but now we're improving it so that expressions reflect the situation. For example, even if the main emotion is joy, a character who feels bored while watching TV will make an expression to match." And that is not all that we have from kjun, because today on Break-In News, we have a non-exclusive, very delayed update from our correspondent kjun as he discusses the development summit on Fundamentals First, where the devs voted on more changes for the United Cities of inZOI. All this and more on Break-In News right after this commercial break. Are you new to inZOI? Have no creator to support? Well, use the code MYGAMEPLAYDIARY. That's right, if you enter the code MYGAMEPLAYDIARY into your game, not only do you get to support me, but it will also change your life. That's right, your hair will grow longer, your skin clearer, and you will even get that job promotion you've been waiting for. Everyone that uses the code MyGamePlayDiary gets a free consultation with PsyCat. Tell her about your inZOI plans that she cannot grant and jump into a brighter future when you use the code MyGamePlayDiary. It's 90 degrees today in Doan, and you are here with breaking news on My Gameplay Diary Network. We have a very delayed update from our correspondent kjun, and he shared this with you in his own personal Discord and then sent it over our way. According to kjun, the talk today is rethinking autonomy and making ZOIs feel more alive. Before we share this reposted video that we did not obtain the creative rights to, kjun gave us a non-exclusive quote from the leader of the simulated world of the United Cities of inZOI. They state that when development first began, we studied The Sims extensively, along with many development materials and presentations about how that genre had evolved. We even consulted experts in robotics. In the end, however, most of what we needed simply didn't exist, so we had to create it ourselves. Building a system that allows ZOIs to think and act independently was easily the most difficult challenge I've ever faced. Right now, each ZOI scans nearby interaction targets, evaluates them based on needs, traits, personality, preferences, and other factors. Right now, each ZOI scans nearby interaction targets, evaluates them based on needs, traits, personality, preferences, and other factors. Wow, sounds like the devs have their hands full with, well, developing the game. And now, as promised, a very, very special video from our correspondent, kjun.
Hello everyone, today I want to look at many of the fundamental improvements we are working on. Let's get right into it. Many of you give us wonderful comments about our recent driving physics implementation. So to improve on this, we are currently working on sound effects for engine noise and different collision instances to further elevate the driving immersion. A feature that you might not have known you've wanted but may appreciate is that households are automatically assigned beds whenever they move into a new home. Of course, you can always manually change which members sleep in certain beds, but it's nice to know you don't have to assign them yourself every single time. During autonomy, ZOIs sometimes seem to ignore some of life's most important matters, like going to the toilet or eating food, even when their life depends on it, to do other mundane tasks instead. We made a change so that these higher priority interactions would overwrite the lesser important ones when the situation calls for them. Another thing you don't want to see is someone interrupting you when you're in the middle of an emotionally driven conversation. So we fixed that to make it easier to focus on your important moments. No one really goes outside of their current indoor location to meet their needs when you can do it within that building. This was occurring in inZOI because these automations were set as distance-based. So if the required interaction is closer, but in another building, for example, it will go to that instead of using one that's in your current building because it was further away. We adjusted the system so that the detection would be based on location rather than pure distance. Fishing is an entertaining activity with lots of potential to be expanded in the future, but you hardly see ZOIs doing it. So we added this as an option for NPC autonomy, making it easier to spot more fishing enthusiasts around the city. We thought it would be nice to know who exactly are engaging in a conversation with you, so we added a real-time indicator interface that shows exactly that. A minor change we made is when you're scrolling through which elevator floor to go to, your current floor is no longer selectable. We know there's always going to be improvements needed for build mode, but our course of action for today is that we added subcategories for objects so that navigating through different options no longer have to become endless doom scrolling. While today was mostly about improvements, here's a feature I wanted to show that's brand new. Yep, we're working on controlled jumps. While it's very early in the development phase, we plan on implementing our ragdoll mechanics so that when your jump isn't appropriate, you would fall down. We're working on useful applications too, like when you jump down to a swimming pool, your 𝐻𝒶𝓅𝓅𝓎 will automatically switch to swim mode. What other applications would you like to see implemented with this feature? I hope you all liked what we shared in today's video. We're always working on improving the fundamentals of the game so that your various experiences feel as complete as we can possibly make them. Please continue to share what other components we can work on to make them better for the future.
Owen, stop. You know I gotta do the news and stuff. So when are you gonna leave her and come back where you belong, Owen? With me, okay? It's me and you. We got like 5 kids together. And you know Thriller is your daughter. She looked just like you. Mike? What about Mike? What? I'm sorry? Oh, we're done. Oh, are we not on commercial break? Are you tired of YouTube policing the freedom of creativity here on My Gameplay Diary? Have you ever wanted to follow Ivory as she searches Second Life for her first animesh 𝒯𝓃𝓃𝓏𝓃𝓏𝓏? Or maybe try out mods that would make you create your ex in The Sims 4 after you reinstalled Wicked Whims? Check out My Gameplay Diary Uncut for ages 18 and up. Don't keep us waiting. Join us there on Patreon. Wow, they just let anything on commercial break these days on My Gameplay Diary network. Damn. Oh, we're back. It is 5 p.m. here in Doman, and the development team urges players everywhere to be on the lookout for active 𝐻𝒶𝓅𝓅𝓎. These 𝐻𝒶𝓅𝓅𝓎 are known to be vicious, and they like to tussle. There have been reports and video evidence of 𝐻𝒶𝓅𝓅𝓎 engaging in low-down, gutter snipe, knock-knee, broke scallywag, ball-headed behavior everywhere. Yet players have not been able to see this in their game themselves. The development team of the United Cities of inZOI released an official statement on this, and we have a report and quote directly from our correspondent kjun. They state that as an extension of this effort to expand interactions, we can't leave out active mode, which was introduced earlier through a streamer's video. Given all the interest you've shown, we're putting it together so we can show it to you as soon as possible. That said, given the nature of a simulation game, we're still weighing whether it's appropriate to include the somewhat violent interactions between characters seen in that video. As you can see, we're developing and preparing a variety of things this week as well, and we'll continue to actively incorporate your feedback to make it an even better game. While I am no political expert on the things that govern the United Cities of inZOI, I would say give the people what they want. Let them eat cake. What was that? Okay. Sorry, everyone. This just in to all you viewers out there. We have our CEO behind the scenes who was shouting, "Now why am I in it?" It seems as though the editors were able to prevent her and quickly scrub this from the internet. Special thank you to the writers room. Thank you so much for keeping breaking news on air and making sure that we are always on our P's and Q's. Now, if you made it this far into breaking news today, drop some bird emojis in the comment section below, because no matter how hard we try, behind the scenes, 𝐻𝒶𝓅𝓅𝓎 is still obsessed with her first husband, and she might be dating Quan Mills. But we will talk about that more on the upcoming stream this weekend on Sunday. Remember to stay hydrated, be kind to yourself, and I will catch you all in the next video.
Let me look at the lawyer's building. I know the vacuum cleaner man.